That's so nice and so deserved. Okay, I'm so curious. This is great. I get to just pick your guys' brains. Let's start from like first contact between you two. I'm just really interested in your guys' process. I want to learn here. So like, what was it like? How did you first start talking? And then let's go all the way to like on set. But let's just start with like, how did it start between the two of you? How did the collaboration start?
We first met at Telluride, and they do that like big picture of everybody together, and I just saw Chloé Zhao kind of walking towards me. I was like, huh? Me? Hey! And we said hi, but then I think our first meeting was we sat and had breakfast. Chloé had sausages, turkey sausages.
I meant about the film.
Oh, sorry.
We only got 25 minutes. Come on. How did it start?
Chloé, you go.
That's how it is on set as well. Cool. Try to be RAD. Yeah. Well, after I read the book, and I knew it was going to be Jessie. I just could not think any other way, and I
describe that.
Well, I think it's hard to explain. And I know that she's a professional actor, but but I remember the first time when I saw Brady, the cowboy, in the earlier film of mine, and just had a feeling that we're meant to create together. And it's really hard to explain. I'm sorry, I can't quite. She's really good at her job.
Well, no, that is an explanation. It was like an intuitive trust.
Intuitive trust. And also I knew that I needed somebody who is going to be willing to, other than the brilliant techniques she has, to take off her mask, her persona completely, and to go to places that she probably has never been before, to channel the energy this character has to channel through. I know it's going to be archetypal, it's going to be difficult, and someone who isn't afraid to be completely authentic. And so I knew she is like that. I don't know why I know, but I had a feeling you're up for the task.
I get it. Okay, so Jessie, when she says she wants you to be in this, and you have an understanding of the highs and the lows and all the frequencies that this is going to ask, like, how do you start? Or what was your feeling?
I don't understand the highs and frequencies that it's going to ask. I have, I think when I read the book first, which was only after I'd met her, I stayed up all night reading the book. I couldn't sleep. And it was like a kind of earthquake, like rippling through my body. And I would never, ever think that I knew a person until I've lived beside them, firstly, and then with them while we're filming. And I think Chloé created a space where it was about kind of going into an unconscious in your body and creating a space of possibility, and actually the unknown is your best friend. And all you've got to do is be as brave as possible to be human and present with the world that she has invited the artists that she did in to create, and also the people, the faces that you were kind of standing in front of.
So like, how do you invite the unknown? Like, I'm imagining that doesn't mean like a whole bunch of cerebral conversations, or like what's the process like, nuts and bolts a little bit?
Oh.
It's a really good question, right? Come on.
I mean, I can't work.
Did you guys talk a lot? Or was it just like energetic?
Well, between us, we didn't talk a lot.
Yeah. Okay, good.
I don't like talking on set.
Well, even before. Let's keep before.
Before, I think when you pulse with something this hard, your instincts are just like on fire, and you're responding to color, and you're responding to dreams. And I just found myself writing like I'd never written before, creating books where I was just like absorbing pictures and images that really had nothing to do with the script or the book at all. It was just artistic, unconscious, abstract responses that I felt were potent in the worlds that I wanted to be in with her, in my soul. And the conversations we were having were kind of like fever dreams. You know, I would send her these fever dream writings the night before and a piece of music, and we get to set. We wouldn't talk about it, but we had this understanding of where we might venture. And if that showed up, brilliant. And if it didn't, that's totally fine too.
Well, I give you an example: the scene where the hawk, the hawk died, the funeral, and this idea of blowing something into, and then whistle to the sky, and that inspires such an important moment when Hamnet was in limbo, in Bardo, and then he did that when he was scared. And when you were filming the funeral of this hawk, and I had an idea how to cover it in the script. It just says the hawk funeral. And then Jessie, and I thought, this day 3, and then we said, well, I'm Kim Gillingham. Are you here? If you're here, hi Kim. Okay, so she is our dreamwork, what's the best word? Guide,
doula,
and teacher, and doula. And so she was with us, and I knew if Kim is there, Jessie's there, there's going to be a funeral of some kind. And in the morning she came, and she's like, okay, this is what came to me. I don't remember. You can talk more about it, but she showed me this idea, and I said, okay, well, let's just improvise then. Let's improvise the scene completely. And then Kim dropped not just Jessie in, but the whole cast and the whole crew. We start playing Kim's dreamwork music in this forest, and all of us was going under together. And I remember our Polish grip was carrying stuff and comes into the scene. Go, what is happening? Is that kind of shoot? Okay.
I'm sorry. Who's Kim?
Kim Gillingham, right there.
Okay, great.
Yeah, she's a student of Marion Woodman, who come from the Jungian tradition, and she's our teacher, our guide.
Amazing.
And
part of like your crew. You really had like
totally.
a Jungian doula on set.
On set, and then
Is it like a union position, or how's it?
Well, so then because of that, Jessie, as an actress, she's not just performing her role. She is, through her embodiment of this character, she is guiding the script and the story.
Wow. That is amazing. Great. I'm envious. That's great. That blew my mind. I'm stumped. Okay. But wait. Oof. I just want to be there now and see how it works.
She can do it for you right now, I'm sure.
No, I want to see the communication between you two is what I'm really interested in. Like, or let's say you're shooting on set, and let's say it's one of those very, very heavy scenes that are just very remarkable and true and like as real as a tree, right? So how do you help Jessie on those days?
I create a container. That's all I do.
Yeah.
I create, and I'm gonna keep saying Kim's name. I'm sorry, Kim, but you open the altar, and then you close it. And by the time when we film the difficult scenes, the crew and cast have been together for over a month because we filmed the forest first. So by the time we get to say the Hamnet's death or the birth scene, when you create an ecosystem of a cast and crew who everybody knows their humanness and whatever they're going through on a daily basis is welcome to set. Mm-hmm. They're welcome and they're asked to create from those raw places. Mm-hmm. So by the time we go to Hamnet's death, it feels ceremonial. Everyone knew what was coming the next day. I show up on set. I didn't have to do anything except kind of energetically open the space and then do a dance take at the end. We all dance together.
The whole crew? Or
cast and crew dancing together.
Yeah. And is that, so you said an opening and a closure at the end, so you said?
The opening is a bit more like talking to Jessie, and she will send me some things, and I'll make sure I play the music. As soon as we get to set, I play the music that Jessie sent me.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone knows sort of the feeling that we need to be in. And when you see what she did there, including that gut-wrenching scream, none of that is something I imagined or,
Or she
imagined. It came through when the container is strong and when the water is deep enough.
Right. And then as part of the safety, or does she need to know beforehand that you're going to close it at the end? Or is that part of what you said? Is there an end to the day? Is there a...
Oh, at the end of the day, if I get the footage, I need it.
Noted.
She did have to do it. No, it sounds romantic, but no, you got to work.
Yeah.
No, she had to do the screams 3 times. Yeah. Oh, no, it's not just once.
Yeah, no, I get that. When you say a container, I kind of imagine going in and out of it. And sometimes I, like with an actor, you're just going to have to do this for a minute. Like knowing there's an end can release a lot, but...
I don't know, like an end. I don't know where the end of that is. I didn't even know where it was going to begin. And I've like Jacoby Dupe, who was my little Hamnet. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
By the time, we had become like peas in a pod, and he had just these wild, open heart, instinct vessel, little Tamagotchi soul of a person. And he knew where we were going to go, to the point where he said to Chloé the night before, Chloé, see you tomorrow, I'm going to break your heart tomorrow. But when he came in, he like got the vibe. And, I love working with children. I like... Yeah, they're just
X Factor.
They cut the crap, and they're like, if they're bored, they're bored. When they're there, they're like, and you're kind of going to have to go on some kind of venture together. And we just made a pact, and I was like, when you need time out, you come over to me and say walnut, and I'll be your shell, and we'll just like sit in it for a second. And he was amazing. He was like that the whole way through. He was like a little... He still is.
Also, Paul was pretty good in the movie. Like, I feel like there's like a lovely... but like, he's amazing all the time, and what a lovely soul. But there's like a strange, organic looseness to him in this film that I don't know I've quite seen. And I feel like I had like a lot of entry to him in just little moments, which was so nice and kind of didn't feel performative and just sort of open. Okay. I was also impressed that such heavy, gut-wrenching, gutting moments, but then also such heights. Like your energy is also very bright and very open and very, from the kind of humor of the beginning to the transformation and this like heart-wrenching opening of the reach at the end, right? So do you think about that dynamism? How did you get so dynamic? How'd you do it, Jessie?
She is that. She's born from the root of a tree. And look, I think I love women. I love the women I've played. I've been like wildly curious about all the bits that are like in the far corners of ourselves, the shadow bits. And over the last few years, I've been like, what's that over in that corner? I know that's probably unpalatable. I'll go there anyway. And this bit, and I think in some weird way, I've been culminating to kind of meet all the elements, all the shadows that at this moment in my life was presented in this character, Agnes. And she is, at the beginning of the film, you know, she is born from the life force of the root of a tree, of the mother that she came from, who was uncompromising and full in her fullness as a life. And yet, because of that, too muchness was what's the word? Judged. Was created some kind of other, you know, this witch woman of the woods, the too muchness was objectified and feared, and Agnes becomes ostracized because of that fear of the life force within her, and she can only exist in the forest with that at the beginning until she meets William Shakespeare, who happens to contain all the complications of what it is to be a human and all the glorious complexities of what it is to be human, and that man and that love and the capacity to love all of who Agnes is and all the shadows of who she is, and the lightness and the darkness and the sky and the earth is what I just feel like this character was the thing to transcend myself into the next place. I don't know if that makes
No, that's
sense.
beautiful. A round of applause for that one. That was really beautiful, though. When you were saying all that, I really got this idea of a being that came to you, and like a love of that being like the energy, electricity that I see on the screen.
Oh, she is, and yeah.
That's interesting that you're kind of visited, or it feels like it gave you like a beacon and a whole world to inhabit. As a muggle, as a non-actor.
Shame on you.
I know.
Turning up to a SAG event.
It's a huge, I'm so insecure and nervous, but honestly, I'm always marveling how the fuck actors do it. And especially something that's like so unpredictably inhabited as that performance was. So does seem like it's your love of this being that you feel.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. We've solved everything. There's no more Q&As ever in history. We've finished it. Tell me more what it's like on set. I just want to learn. Just between you two, any scene, can you remember any moments, or it's like she really helped you or you really helped her? Please.
I'll tell you bits that were hard.
Yeah.
Where we were lost. Yes. The end.
Oh, okay.
The theater.
The theater. I mean, we'd gone on this journey, you know.
Was it really at the end?
It was really at the end. It was the last 10 days. And we've touched everything. And then you've got to go to the fucking Globe. Like, how do you go to the Globe after that? You know, this, and also the Globe is like the Mecca, you know? It's a little
intimidating.
It's a little intimidating. I did my first ever job after I left college at the Globe. And you were in such access to heaven, earth, and humanity. Like, that's just your window. And then we went on this journey, and we're getting there, and I've lost my son, I've lost my husband. And I remember the first 4 days, 6 days. Well, firstly, there was a huge storm, and the whole place was for real flooded.
Yeah.
So they had hoovers sucking up the water around the Globe for the first 2 days.
Slightly Jungian.
Yes.
I just want to say, the unconscious is coming through. Yeah.
You summoned it, obviously. Yeah.
And then I got in, and I was lost. I was like, I don't know how to be here.
Mm-hmm. And how did you, what happened when you were lost?
Well, it was the best lesson ever, was like, how human is it to be lost?
Yeah.
And how brave would it be for me to be seen as lost in this moment?
Lost in like your connection to this being, or how lost?
I don't know, like in every way. Like this character was lost coming into this place.
Okay.
I was lost. I couldn't like, and then instead of trying to fight it, you just have to stay there and be lost. And then I was driving home and listened to Max Richter's on the nature of daylight, bittersweet, the kind of lyricized Bitter Earth. That's a different song. And I came in and I realized I was in a space with 300 extras, however 100 crew, and there was no way there was no way to hold this on my own. That actually, I had to like let go and let everybody else around me be part of it. And we were, I mean, you know, there was somebody on my left who was a midwife and another woman on my right who hadn't cried for 10 years, and she was crying, and all of a sudden we were all holding each other and reaching our hands up to Hamlet, who was really the vessel for all of our journeys there in some way. And then that's how we kind of ended up finding the end of the film. Do you want to talk about being lost?
Being lost?
Lost.
Well, I would say that.
Can I ask a question? Did you say to her, "I'm lost"?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure I did. I
wasn't listening because I was more lost.
Yeah.
I can't deal with actors right now. Like, I don't even have a film. Go over there and figure it out.
Because some actors, when they feel lost, will hide from the director and will try to figure it out. And other actors will come and put their arm around you and be like, "Help!" You know.
Well, I was looking. You know, there was a point where I couldn't see Paul because the camera was like right there, and I was having to do the whole end of this thing and not see him. And I was like, okay, I'll try, but no, this feels
No,
wrong.
you are a master at mad box acting. I've never seen anything like it. So don't play it out. It's incredible, and we used it. So yeah, but I'll give you an example since I'm here as SAG to say just how vital the relationship between the director and the actor. To me, 4 days before we finished filming, and the reaching hands and Hamnet, little Hamnet on the stage in the end is not in the script. It's not in the script. The script ends Hamlet. Oh, Hamlet always died violently, right? Like he died violent death, and then in the script, Agnes look around, realizing there's this togetherness, and then that's it. The end. Fade out.
Yeah, wow.
And then we filmed it. Cut. I look at Jessie, and the thing is, we're just like sisters. It's hard. She's looking at me like, and I'm like, great, with this high pitched voice, and she's like, you know, what's going on? I don't know. No, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And then on my way to work, because Jessie every morning sends me playlists, sends me fever writings, and then she sent me that song that got her to the place that she understood. And that song, I'm in the car, and I was going through something myself as well, but I just remember hearing the song and suddenly reaching for the rain outside the window. Because realizing that when you're at the end of a shoot and you realize you have no film, and a precious relationship is about to end as well, and you're in that kind of tension, and when your actress in the morning sends you this song that gave you the catharsis that you need in that moment to get help yourself from something bigger than you. And from that moment, knowing that what is needed as a screenwriter, to have a catharsis for the film. And you realize what I'm saying, yeah? There's no movie, if Jessie has not been living as that character fully containing. It's not like, you know, she comes home and she just turn on the TV and everything's stopped. No, she's present. It's not like a method acting thing, but her love for this woman is in such a profound way that she cannot not find that song. It's like there's a portal between her and Agnes. Throughout her work, she's opened that portal, and it's a gift from Agnes to all of us, I feel, almost.
Sweet.
And so, I know. And so you see, if we don't have that relationship, then we wouldn't have a movie. And looking back, it's quite scary.
There's a really special quality to the movie and to the, it's not even right to call them actors, it's funny, but like to the people in the image, there's like this electric buzz around them that I think is that connection you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the trust, obviously, that they're feeling with you in the camera. But wait a second, so you literally reached your hand out of the car to reach for something? Is that what you said? To the rain?
Rain, you know, when you have rain, it's stuck on the window.
Oh, yeah.
And you want to touch the rain because it is nature.
Yeah.
Right? It is what you see of that audience member, those supporting actors and Jessie together. That's the landscape she's talking about. That's the landscape of human experiences. And it's the internal and the external landscape. And the reason why Jessie felt held by our supporting actors, which I also think is just as important on that day as Jessie and Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Just as important. And Kim worked with them as well.
Oh, cool.
All 300 of them together. And because the illusion of separation was dissolved, that only happens when you have a connection with the divine, when you're in nature, right? That's why I was reaching out to the rain. And that's why all these supporting actors are there sending their love to Jessie, towards Noah on the stage. And Noah said the same thing. He was feeling something he's never felt before. And that's the power of theater and performance live and with an audience experiencing that. And that's how we process what it means to be human. And this work is actually very sacred, jokes aside. And I think actors, their greatest gifts they can give to the world is that presence and that authenticity. Without them holding up mirrors to the society, we'll be lost. So y'all have a very important job.
How in the hell do you respond to that? It's so interesting. Everything you're talking about is sort of like the soft arts, or it's like the shadow arts, the direction process. I'm being told to round it up. In conclusion,
You're doing great, Mike.
thank you. In conclusion, trusting the unknown here. It's amazing that you pulled off such a vessel of like trust and like not knowing and not performing, right? Being in front of a camera and not performing, inhabiting. So congratulations to both of you guys. It's really beautiful.
Thank you, Mike.